The fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach ended in a majority draw, but instead of settling the debate, it sparked even more questions. While some agree with the decision, most of the boxing world believes one fighter was robbed, and that this fight should have never been ruled a draw. As controversy swirls and fans demand answers, let's see how fellow boxers reacted to the judge's call. For the first 5 rounds, the two action fighters proved each other's defenses without doing anything reckless. However, Davis started to gain momentum in the 6th, working the body and head diligently.
The 6th round, let's see what happens, because the words are being thrown at each other. Let's see if the punches start being...
Gervonta's left hand worked wonders as he kept tagging the adversary with powerful straights. Tank initiated a brawl, and Roach gladly accepted it. And just like that, a merciless all-out war broke out.
Solid shot there, Davis. Oh, there's a right hook to the body by Davis, ripping that right hand, and then Roach rips a left hook.
But then in the 9th, something happened that shocked the audience in disbelief. Lamont landed a big right hand that discouraged Davis from trading with dynamites on the feet, and he took a knee.
Guard wanting to explode with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right.
As the fight went on, the fighters let the haymakers fly and decided to stand and bang in the center of the ring.
Simultaneous one, although Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have left.
And the outcome of this competitive clash was decided by the judges, who ruled this contest a majority draw. This controversial decision sent shockwaves through the boxing world, sparking heated debates among fans and fighters alike. Many in the boxing community refused to stay silent, with some of the sport's biggest names weighing in on the outcome. One of the most vocal critics was former 3-division champion Shakur Stevenson, who watched the fight live from the arena. Clearly unimpressed with the result, Stevenson did not hold back in his post-fight comments. When asked who he believed was the rightful winner, his response was swift and unwavering: Lamont.
Did you think it was a draw? No. I thought Lamont won. Who you thought won? Lamont. You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
In addition to his stance on the decision, Stevenson was questioned about a potential future fight against Gervonta Davis. However, his reaction was telling. He showed little to no interest in entertaining the idea, seemingly brushing off the question entirely.
I don't know. You still want the Tank Davis fight? You said what? You still want the Tank Davis fight?
Beyond his thoughts on the scoring, Stevenson also shared his analysis of the fight itself. He believed Davis had fallen into the trap of overconfidence and that his strategic errors played a role in the controversy. Stevenson even went as far as to say that he has the blueprint to beat Lamont Roach, implying that he sees weaknesses in Roach's game that could be exploited.
Shakur, what went wrong for Gervonta in this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, they really...
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said.
Ryan Garcia was another big name who made his feelings known. Just as stunned as Stevenson, Garcia took to social media to voice his frustration, outright declaring that Lamont Roach deserved the win. He also took issue with Davis's decision to take a knee, suggesting that moments like that damage boxing's reputation in the eyes of fans. Meanwhile, former WBC welterweight champion Danny Garcia offered a more measured response. Rather than focusing on the controversy, he gave credit where it was due, praising Roach for his strong performance. Garcia noted that Lamont fought with skill and determination, acknowledging that he put on an impressive display in the ring.
It was a close fight.
I'm not surprised the way Lamont fought. I knew Lamont was going to come to fight. It was the opportunity of a lifetime. He did a good job.
However, when directly asked whether he agreed with the judge's final ruling, Garcia hesitated. Instead of giving a firm answer, he simply emphasized that it was a competitive and entertaining fight.
Whatever they want to do. You think it was a draw? I don't know. It was a good fight.
The 2008 U.S. Olympian Demetrius Andrade also had high praise for Roach's performance. He admitted that Roach surprised him and exceeded expectations, proving that he belongs at the highest level.
Yeah, it was a great fight. Roach had something that we all wasn't expecting. He might have had power. His distance was good. He came in ready, prepared to fight, and he showcased that. And man, we had a good fight overall. It was good.
When pressed on whether Roach had done enough to secure the win, Andrade avoided taking a definitive stance. However, he made one thing clear. He strongly disagreed with the outcome being ruled a draw. He felt that calling it even was the wrong decision.
IQ fight.
In all honesty, do you think Roach pulled it off?
I'm not going to say that. I don't think that the draw is good, you know. Other than that, it was a great fight.
Former WBA champion Isaac Cruz also chimed in with a firm opinion. He believed that Roach had done more than enough to win and that the draw was unjustified.
¿Tú crees que fue un empate?
No, yo creo que no. Creo que le quedaron a deber la caída a Lamont Roach, pero bueno, decisión de los jueces y del referee que no le hizo válida la caída, no le hizo.
Cruz went on to break down what he saw as Davis's key mistake. He was too focused on landing one big knockout punch rather than engaging in a more technical boxing approach. In Cruz's view, if Davis had worked behind his jab and thrown more combinations instead of hunting for a highlight reel KO, he might have had more success.
¿Qué le fue mal en esa pelea para Gervonta? ¿Qué fue lo que no hizo para que los jueces le den esa pelea? ¿Tú qué piensas?
Bueno, él nada más apostó a un solo round, que a un solo golpe para poderlo noquear, y el cual Loma venía muy bien preparado, muy bien concentrado en el plan de trabajo. Bueno, creo que a Tank le faltó presionar, tirar más golpes para ser más contundente y que se viera más efectivo a la hora de...
The undefeated WBO lightweight champion Keyshawn Davis did not hold back in his reaction to the controversial decision. He outright mocked the outcome, making it clear that he saw the ruling as nothing short of a joke.
A draw? Okay then, we got a draw. It was a draw.
But beyond the humor, Davis made his stance crystal clear. He firmly believed that Lamont Roach was the rightful winner. In his eyes, there was no debate about who did enough to get their hand raised.
But Lamont, I feel like Lamont won. Let's start there too. I feel like Lamont definitely won. All right, G. I feel like Lamont Roach won. I definitely feel like Lamont Roach.
Never one to shy away from bold statements, Davis also took the opportunity to send a message to both fighters. With confidence, he declared that he could knock either of them out with ease, if they were willing to step into the ring with him. His words were a clear challenge, setting the stage for potential future matchups.
Lamont, though, you know what I'm saying? But either one of them guys, I'm knocking them out. Word. I'm knocking them out. I'm not even playing.
On the other hand, two-division champion Devin Haney had a more subtle yet intriguing response. Instead of directly commenting on the fight's outcome, he posted a cryptic message on social media. He simply stated that he was expecting the backflip, a celebration famously associated with Gervonta Davis. The implication, Haney had anticipated that Davis would win convincingly, which suggests he may not have agreed with the fight being ruled a draw. Meanwhile, one of the most dominant fighters of this era, Terrence Crawford, had a much stronger take. As a two-weight undisputed champion in the four-belt era, his words carry significant weight. Crawford argued that when Davis took a knee, it should have been considered an official knockdown. In his opinion, that moment alone should have shifted the scoring in Roach's favor. He left no room for doubt. He believed Roach was the clear winner. Former IBF and WBA champion Paulie Malignaggi echoed similar frustrations with the outcome. He was adamant that Roach should have won, but he placed the blame squarely on the referee. According to Malignaggi, the fight was only ruled a draw because the referee failed to penalize Davis for taking a knee. If that moment had been rightfully counted as a knockdown, Malignaggi believes the scorecards would have reflected a decisive victory for Roach.
I think, obviously Lamont overperformed here, or at least the look is that he overperformed. But I'll tell you where robbery can come into play. Two scorecards were even. There's a knockdown not given to Lamont Roach.
The IBF welterweight champion Jaron Ennis took a stance that not everyone in the boxing community agreed with. While many fighters and fans were vocal about Lamont Roach being robbed, Ennis had a different perspective. In his view, both fighters put on a great show, delivering an action-packed fight that kept fans on the edge of their seats. However, when it came to the narrative that Roach was robbed, Ennis wasn't convinced. He acknowledged that Roach performed well, but ultimately felt he didn't do enough to edge out Gervonta Davis on the judges' scorecards. According to Ennis, if Roach wanted to secure the win, he needed to make his case even clearer by being more dominant.
It was a great fight, I had it 7-5 Tank, or you can make it the draw, but I feel like Lamont, he did good. He did a great job, actually. I just don't think he did enough to pull it off. And I feel like people was overlooking what Tank was doing in the first 5, 6 rounds. You know, he was like boxing and frustrating him a little bit. You know, but Lamont, like I said before, Lamont did a great job, you know.
Ennis went on to highlight another factor that he believes influenced the backlash against Davis: the public's general dislike for him. He suggested that much of the criticism aimed at Davis wasn't necessarily about the fight itself, but rather about people's personal opinions of him. In Ennis's view, Davis had a strong showing in the opening rounds, but because he's not well liked by certain fans, they refuse to give him credit where it's due. Still, Ennis believes that this is just part of the sport. Fighters can't please everyone, and Davis shouldn't waste his energy worrying about online criticism.
Yeah, some people had it Tank, some people had it Draw, some people had it Lamont. Do you think Tank gets a lot of criticism for not knocking Lamont out and Lamont not being a big name, so they overblow it?
I think so, yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knock him out, he probably feel as though that he lost and he didn't, or it was a draw, you know. I feel like Tank was doing a lot of smart things in the beginning, moving a little bit too much, but I feel like he was still like frustrating him and things like that. And I think Tank did a good job. Like, he looked sharp to me. You know, I don't know. People just be talking. You know, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Were you surprised?
When asked about one of the most debated moments of the fight, Gervonta taking a knee, Ennis admitted that this could have been a crucial factor in the judges' scoring. He acknowledged that in some cases, such an action could be considered a knockdown, which might have changed the outcome. However, he was also quick to point out that mistakes happen in boxing, and ultimately, he didn't believe the referee should be blamed for how the situation was handled.
Or it might have been a big moment for the referee. You know, and the referee didn't know what to do or things like that. You know, but I mean, mistakes happen, things happen. You know, it's boxing.
With so many different takes on the fight, Ennis's opinion stands out as one of the few that challenged the growing belief that Roach was outright robbed. While he respects Roach's performance, he ultimately sees the fight as a close contest rather than a clear injustice. As the debate rages on, his words add another layer to the ongoing discussion about how this fight should truly be remembered. And what about you, fight fans? Did you agree with the majority draw decision? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.